Right guys, this is a quick comparison of some wave makers that I've recently purchased. The OW-10 from Jebao, which has a maximum output of 4,000 litres, OW-25 maximum output of 8,500 litres, and the Eheim 9500, which basically, as the name suggests, puts out 9,500 litres per hour at its top end. Effectively, this is more of a reference point, this last pump here. This one here, the Jebao OW-10, comes in at £45. The O25, or OW-25, sorry, comes in at £60. And this one here comes in at £64, which is the Eheim 9500 Streamon Plus. Now, the reason why I compared these lot is because they're sort of in and around a similar price mark, with the exception of that pump there, which is very good for what it is. I'm going to run a quick comparison between the three after I fill up this tub with water and show you the differences. I'm going to keep this one for anything between sort of 35 litres up to 200, and this one for anything basically like a 500 litre tank, which would be 5 foot and over. I'm going to run this in a bucket because I don't want to stress out any fish or animals while we're doing this, just for a reference point. The main two things I want to really review are the difference between the OW-10 and the OW-25. So I'll get on with that and show you the differences. The key thing, as I've covered in my other videos, are interval controls. I've shown remote controls and things like that. I'll do a little bit of a power test between the two of these and just show you what the differences are and what I observe between them. Right, okay, so I filled up the tank, and as you can see, it's submerged. You can see the sort of difference in terms of sizes between the three devices. They're currently off at the moment. That's the OW-10, right there, OW-25 here. Now, on the control, I've got both on their off setting, or rather feed setting as they call it. Now, if I change that, right now, that's the OW-25, as you can see there, putting out its minimum rate of power, and we'll leave it on the minimum, and then I'll turn on the OW-10. Right, now that also is on constant flow. As you can see, both are on constant flow, and that's its minimum power there, so you can see that's kind of pulling water more in towards it. If I check with my hand, this is a fairly light level of pressure, and here, again, you can barely even feel anything. Right, so I'm going to leave it on its lowest setting and keep on going on the OW-10 to see how long it will take to get a similar level of output as this on its max. So I'll put it up, go about halfway, which is, that's about halfway now, right, because there's 8 different bars of settings there. There again, hardly much resistance. This is still marginally more powerful than that is, so it's not quite close yet. And then if I go up further on the setting here on the OW-10, crank the speed up one more notch, can't see much difference in the water. Another notch, has gone up 2 more notches, so there's still 2 more power bands left. Again, can't feel much difference. And it's not as, it's almost close now. I would say that's pretty close. Yep, it's about close now. So basically on its top end, or close to top end, on the OW-10, which is this one here, the smaller pump, it's pretty much almost close to the lowest level of speed setting on the OW-25, and this is kind of my motivation to not use this and keep this, because it's got a much wider, higher bandwidth. Obviously, if you've got a very, very small tank, something that's cutting below like 60 litres, and this box here is a 60 litre box, so you can see it barely sort of really pushes any current to the other end of the box here, and neither does this on its lowest setting. Now, if we crank this OW-10 all the way up to maximum, so now it's full, just to show you, and that's on its constant flow, I can barely really feel anything down this end of the tank. As I come closer, I can feel a bit of resistance, and it's pretty much at this point I can really feel some resistance, whereas on this one I can feel it around about the same distance away. Bear in mind, this is on its full setting, this is on its lowest setting. The Eheim pump isn't on yet. Now, as I change the settings on here, the mode, so there's 2 wave settings and then a random setting, which is more sort of like every so often it pumps out waves, which is this next one. So I've done that, and I'll just switch this off for the time being, put it into feed mode. So there you go, that's the OW-10 at its maximum, pushing out a wave every few seconds. That's consistent, it's not random, that's how that works. Now if I change it to its other mode setting, which is basically the strongest wave setting, so now that's on. You can see the type of disturbance it makes in the tank or in the box. It's alright. On the bottom of the water, you can see there isn't that much surface agitation there. So again, ideal for a small tank. Something around 60 litres, it probably push it about a fair bit. But again, key thing to remember is that this is more of like a surface-based reaction than anything down here. There's almost no current down here at the lower levels. You can barely feel it. And that's pretty much consistent with that one as well when it's on a wave mode. Now if I go to the next one, which is a lot more gentle, again you've got a bit of surface agitation on the pump, but nothing major. This is like almost like a very random flow where it picks between powerful bursts and short bursts. It's almost like mimics a natural river. Again, can't see much movement in there, so you can see whilst it's a great pump, probably not ideal for even something of this size. So to try and put in something that's like 100, 200 litres, it's not really going to cut the mark. So I hope that kind of helps you guys in terms of trying to sort of figure out which of the two you want to go for. Again, this is a 60 litre box, holds 60 litres worth of volume of water, and isn't very sort of powerful. It does push oxygen and things like that around, but it's not going to by any means sort of, you know, move detritus around the tank or be anything challenging for your fish to actually swim against. So I'll put this on sleep mode, and we can kind of finish with that for the moment now. And now if we go to this pump, the OW-25, let's crank it up in terms of speed. Get it off of feed mode first. So now it's on its lowest setting. Now I'm going to gradually start increasing the speed. So let's get a good angle here. Now 2, and you can see there's a lot more surface agitation there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's really sort of making quite a difference in the box now. And then that's on its full at 8. Right, I'm going to turn it down a bit just to show you on level 3 in terms of power, just to show you the wave settings. So this is a similar setting to what we saw before, where it pushes out a short burst continually. I'll take it up to halfway on the power band, if you can still see that. There we go, we're exactly at halfway. Now change it and move it to the wave setting. This is the most aggressive wave setting, and you can see it's really sort of moving the water around in the tank. This is the light setting, where it's a little bit less sort of aggressive in its nature. And then the else setting, which is just random, almost like stream flow, and does very random things. Sometimes it's powerful, sometimes it's light. That pretty much concludes this review of those two. I'll do a short clip comparing the two of these in a second. Cheers, thanks for watching.